with my old zip code, catching them fish till mama called me home. It's those fond memories from the past, like the sun going down on my last cast. In my mind, you know right where I wanna go, 'cause fishing, it's in my soul. It was passed down to me from the days of old. You'll find us on the water if there was a way. It's been said my papa, he wrote the book on catching big reds and 20-pound snook. I wish I knew all the things he knew today, for he's the reason why we are this way. And he put fishing in our souls to stay. There's something about the water that'll give you peace, all by yourself or with your family. Live salt strong and wear the line today. There's nothing better on a Saturday night than an ice cold beer and a fish fry, and talking about the big ones that got away. It's in my soul. It was passed down to me from the days of old. You'll find us on the water if there is a way. It's been said my papa, he wrote the book on catching big reds and 20-pound snook. I wish I knew all the things he knew today. Put fishing in our souls. You know my kids, they're still young, but their love of fishing's already begun. I hope they're gonna pass it on down the line. They'll say I wrote the book on catching big reds and 30-pound snook. You can bet they'll know all I know today, for I'm the reason why they are this way. 'Cause I put fishing in their souls. We got fishing in our souls. Yeah, we got fishing in our souls. God put fishing in our souls. In our souls stay.
Let me grab some here real quick. Hey, boy.
What is up, Facebook land, YouTube land, Twitch land? Hope everybody's doing well. What an amazing weekend of fishing we had. What an amazing Final Four we have coming up this weekend. And what an amazing 128 angler bracket we are going to talk about tonight. It's going to be incredible. So hope all is ready for this. We have better weather coming on the East Coast. I'm pretty excited about it. We've been in a cold snap pretty much the entire 2 weeks, really. Windy, cold, bitter. Fish are not biting. I'm ready for some good fishing. So hope everybody's doing well. It's been quite a usual day. I don't know if you guys have been looking at everything online, but man, I'll tell you, there's some weird stuff going on, man. People are just a little cooped up or something. A lot of haters going on out there right now, but we're not going to hate today, man. We're going to have all good stuff and a lot of fun, and man, it's going to be great, man. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to say this, man. I'm going to be serious for a second. Kayak bass fishing and the community we have is a very cool community. It really is. It's a great community. Let's be honest. We all like to have a good time and all like to have good fun and all that stuff. But man, some people just take things too seriously, and some people just need to go ahead and just shut up and fish, and let your fishing do the talking, and just leave it at that. But it's just it's crazy stuff, man. Whether you fish live events, online events, whatever, man, you're fishing. Who cares? Just fish. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. Get your plastic boat out there. Doesn't matter what kind you got, and just go ahead and fish, man. So that's what it's about. And anything else, just a bunch of garbage, a bunch of hype, a bunch of junk. So we'll just leave it at that. And let's just have a good time, man. This bracket is all about competition. It's all about sportsmanship. It's all about getting to know the person that you're fishing against, having a good time with that. Developing friendships across the nation, developing friendships across this community. The next time you go see them in a live event, you say, hey, man, I fished against you. You beat my butt or I beat your butt and all that stuff, man. and just making friends for life, and just going out and just having a good time. So, just fish, man. That's all it's all about, man. So, if we keep to those rules, we'll be good. So, but anyway, let's get in the bracket. I'm gonna get my man Mr. Todd Patrick on the line and see if I can get a hold of him. And we're gonna talk about the bracket, talk about you. Hopefully we'll get to know you a lot better when it's all said and done. We'll get to know you, a lot better throughout this whole process. We're going to be pretty much talking about you for about 6 or 7 weeks, so it's going to be pretty cool. But anyway, we're looking forward to it. There he is, Mr. Todd Patrick. How you doing, sir?
What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Dude. Nice in Ohio. It's a little chilly. Sun going down a little bit. So, I'm ready for the weekend. Let's get this tournament started, and I'm just pumped up. 128 anglers across 27 states or something like that.
Yeah, it's crazy. 27 states, man. I mean, that's amazing. It's great.
Right.
We're trying to grow this thing, grow it out nationwide. We're doing everything we can to do so. We're trying to try people and put people in kayaks, fish, and just compete and just have a good time, man. But so let me go ahead and get over the rules here. What we're going to be doing. This is kind of like your semi-captain's meeting. We'll go over this again on Friday. But we broke everybody up. It was best we could on a 128 bracket schedule, and it took 18 man hours to go through this bracket. Put everybody together.
That's a lot.
Yeah, put everybody together and try to rank at least 8 of the bracket of 32. Randomize the rest. And then we try to put you into different regions. We had 9 people, since we had the bracket sent out, we had 9 people call out for various reasons. I think 5 of them got injured. 5 of the 9 got injured, and the 4 of them had to get called back to work. So, what are you going to do? So thank goodness we had a wait list. We had a wait list, I think, of around 13 strong. There's still 4 or 5 people still on the wait list. It's ready to get in, but I think hopefully no one calls out and we're ready to roll from here on in. Hey, can you guys hear Todd? Last time we had a problem with Todd. Can you guys give me a thumbs up and let me know if you hear Todd? That would be great, because I hear
Let's
him.
hope they can hear me.
Yeah. You should be good. It looks like it's coming through my board, so you should be good now.
Awesome.
But yeah, I think you're going to be fine. Let me see here.
Yeah, I've been setting up my kayak all afternoon, cleaning it up. Got the native Titan 12 sitting there. Got the fish finder over here.
Yeah, man.
So we'll be getting ready to roll.
Take it
on
serious.
Sunday.
I know my fish finder just came in today. Got it all wired and mounted and ready to roll, man. Hold on. Excuse me 1 second. My dog just knocked off my my power cord. Hold on a second.
Man, this is going to be an awesome bracket, everybody. This is going to be so cool. Those of you guys that missed out on April, we had some, really cool fishing in April. We're down to the final four, and it's just thank you guys for being in on this with us in May, and hopefully we can continue to get better as KBBT and put out a good product, and hopefully you guys just keep fishing with us. So we appreciate it.
Very cool. All right. Well, we are going to talk about, the tournament itself. We are going back and forth on the fishing times. The fishing times are going to be 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. The reason being is, look, we want a little bit of the sun coming up when the first morning dawn bite, and then we also want a little bit of the evening bite too. So people love that. I don't know, for whatever reason, they want the 10 hours to fish. They won't be saying that once they get to the final four because that's a lot of fishing. But 10 hours of fishing, and we're going to give you an extra hour to submit your fish. It's all local time, so some on the East Coast, Central Time, some are actually Mountain Time that we've got this time around. So, but yeah, it's going to be 6 to 4, and then submission at 5 o'clock. We will turn off the stats an hour before. Well, basically it's 3 o'clock Eastern, and some of you guys are just not going to have stats that you see for a couple hours. It is what it is, but it's just not fair to the East Coast guys either. So we're going to turn it off an hour beforehand. The results happen. You're going to come back here, watch the broadcast at 8 o'clock that night on Saturday and Sunday, and we'll reveal the winners and who's moving on. So it's going to be really cool, and we're going to do everything we can to showcase you guys on the deal, and then we have listen, it's KBF rules. Know how to do competition. If you're your first time in a competition kayak bass fishing tournament, which I think we have several of them that do, go to KBF website, look at the rules, how to compete, how to measure your fish, practice measuring your fish. We want to see the full front board. You can use catch boards, and you can use hog troughs. That's it. And just make sure that you have a full picture of the fish in the front of the board as well as the tail. You cannot touch the tail. You can touch the back end before the tail, and make sure that your hand is not covering the eyes or the mouth, and just make sure we have a good clear picture so we can see the measurements. Also too, if something happens, we can't really judge the fish or whatever. We're going to give you the best possible measuring of the fish possible. So if you have a picture and so happens the fish is flopping off the board or whatever, and rather than losing the full 18 inches or whatever, just try to send us something so we can give you some credit of whatever measurement we can best guess at. We're not going to penalize you if something happens like that and that's all you got, but just submit your best looking fish, and you have to use our identifier. The identifier is on bassbracket.com. It's also going to be on Tourney X. The codes will come out on either Friday night or Saturday night, and then also make sure the codes are in the right spot and all that good stuff. And make sure, please, for the love of God, you're doing all the things that require for the safety rules. PFD at all times, unless you're changing clothes or what have you. But you have to wear your PFD the entire time. Just be smart and make sure that you check in and check out. Tell somebody where you're going. So if there's an issue, we can track you down or whatever. But we don't want to be responsible for something that is bad news on the water. So again, just use your common sense, fish with a buddy, whatever you got to do. Just use your common sense. Again, the whole thing about kayak bass fishing is, number one, be safe, and number two is have fun. And that's it, man. And catch fish. So anyway, we want to see you come back off the water. So it'd be great. So, all right, let's get that out of the way.
Family and loved ones want to see it too.
Yeah, exactly. That's more important. So. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into the bracket here. We've got, 128 people into the bracket. We've got an East Division, we have a North Division, we have a South Division, and we have the West Division. And again...
Hey, Greg.
Yes, sir.
Before we get into the bracket, did you want to share anything about what's going on next year, or are you doing that later?
You know what? That's a good point. Let's go ahead and talk about that real quick. Thank you, man, for bringing that up. So what we're going to do next year, here's the deal. This is the last of the yearly bracket for nationwide fishing. So what we're doing is we're going to break up the regions into 8 different regions. You've got a Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, Southeast, Midwest North, Midwest South, Southwest, and Southwest North, and then Southwest and Northwest. And we are going to break those regions up. And through basically July all the way through October, you're going to be competing in regional brackets of 64 sub-brackets, exactly. And so there's going to be, each region is going to have their own KBBT bracket system. You are going to be able to enter into these brackets, and then you're going to be able to compete for a chance to qualify into next year's 2021 National Championship. Just like the NCAA's, the big dance of kayak fishing, but you got to earn your way in. And the only way you can earn your way in is getting through the brackets regionally. So 8 anglers will be chosen from each region by a qualifying event, and then they will then qualify into the 64-man bracket or 64-angler bracket. And then, starting mid-April of next year, 2021, the big dance starts. And what's going to happen is we're going to regionalize fishing your own waters through the round of 64, 32, and Sweet 16. And then the Elite 8 is going on the road, and we're going to take them onto a central body of water and compete the Elite 8, the Final 4, and the championship that weekend. And the reason why we're going to do the Elite 8 is because that's when you're in the money, and you're guaranteed to make a paycheck when you're going on the road. And we're going to the lake will be to be determined at that time. So it's the big dance of kayak bass fishing. It's going to be awesome. You're going to have a regular season, just like basketball. You're going to have a regular season you have to get through your regional bracket. The 8 qualify on, and it's going to be a huge 64-man nationally televised, nationally sanctioned bracket, and it's just going to be amazing. So we're very excited. Thank you for bringing that up. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey,
yep.
I'm excited for it. So I was like a little kid over here, like wanting to hear it.
Yeah, it's going to be great. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the bracket. Again, we have the East and North bracket, and we have the South and West bracket. Now, everybody on the East and South are going to be fishing the same day. That's on Saturday. That's May 16th. And then everybody on the North and West side is going to be fishing on Sunday. And again, we're going to just continue to plow through. We have a round of 128. 64 people are going home Saturday and Sunday this weekend. 64 people are going home. Then we get down to 64, and then 32, Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final 4, and Championship. So that is going to be cool. All right. Todd, you ready, buddy?
Yeah, I'm just getting up here so I can include Marcus. He wanted to be included in this. So let's get his picks, too.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, so here, we're going to start here, man. Let's go through these brackets. This is the East bracket. This is the top half of the East bracket. Number 1, we have ranked out of the East is Corey Dreyer out of North Carolina taking on Tori Webb from Virginia. Again, I'm just going to make my pick. We'll just make picks as we go along. I think, look, I don't know Tori Webb too well, but Corey Dreyer is an absolute hammer. I am taking Corey Dreyer to move on to the 64. I've
got Dreyer as well. Just can't go against the name. Corey's, knows what he's doing out there, obviously. And
he kind of gave me a hint of where he is going to be fishing. I kind of did some research on Ryan. I already know Scylla. This is a coin flip for me. But I'll be honest with you, Ryan is pretty jacked up about it. He's pretty pegged up about it. He's taking this very, 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 very seriously. And I am going against my friend, my dear friend, Scylla Johnson, and I'm going to pick Ryan Legnelli from Maryland.
And Scylla was actually in consideration for being ranked in the top 8. She just missed out on the rankings. So for the East, but Scylla, I've got you picked for this one, and as does Mark.
Mark, yep. All right. Well, Robert Brown versus Justin. It's Talbot, basically. It needs to be changed. I'll change it before it starts. But Justin Talbot. My apologies, Justin, for misspelling your name. From Maryland. Robert Brown. As I've said this before, Robert Brown's an 8 seed. I think that's disrespectful to Robert Brown. Let me tell you, if you don't know anything about Robert Brown, the guy is a hammer. Not just a regular hammer. A big, fat, sledgehammer, getting ready to bust this bracket all to pieces, man. This guy right here, I think, listen, I think he's going to go to at least the semifinals, maybe, I would say taking on, I'm telling you, listen to me. He is a hammer. I trust him. He's a great fisherman. Robert Brown's my pick.
Well, I went with you. I'm not as adamant on Robert Brown, but I got Robert Brown as well, and so does Mr. Mark Coates. So it looks like we're all agreeing here so far.
Justin, sorry for the disrespect, man, but I'm just telling you, Robert is just a man crusher when it comes to this, man. He will crush you. He will beat you down. He's a great fisherman. He knows what he's doing. He fishes like every day in Virginia Beach.
So you think that he can get past Corey Dreyer in round 2?
I think he can beat Corey Dreyer.
Or I mean Corey Dreyer in round 3. Actually, the winner between Corey and Drusilla.
Yeah,
right.
I think he can beat Corey. I really do.
Let's see it, Corey.
Listen. I'm telling you, he's my underdog, so to speak. John Mayes versus Greg Oakes. This is a coin flip too. They're going to be fishing around the same region, same area. They're up here in Northern Virginia. I don't know where these guys are going to be fishing. I'll be honest with you. I don't even know where I'm going to be fishing. But we have better conditions. We have better conditions going on up here. During the weekend, it's supposed to be a lot warmer. It's supposed to be in the 80s. Thank the Lord. It's supposed to be in the 80s here. I'm pretty excited about that. But if I was to flip a coin and take one of these guys, I'm taking John Mayes from Northern Virginia.
And then myself and Mark took Mr. Greg Oakes. Greg, picked you last time. I think you had a bad start to April, but let's see you move on here in May.
All right, very good. Next one, we have Russell Johnson from Pennsylvania versus Trey Johnson. It's the Johnson and Johnson bracket taking on each other. Russell Johnson is a 4 seed. Trey Johnson is a 29 seed. I hear a lot of great things about Russell. I hear he is a very solid fisherman. It's hard to go against a guy that is like that and very well known. I am going to pick Mr. Russell Johnson.
Yeah, I'll take Russell Johnson too. Not really sure where he's going to fish, but in Pennsylvania there, unless he decides to travel, he's got a bunch of good fishery around there to the Susky, and he can go up and do Lake Erie up there too. So I'm going to take Russell Johnson, and it looks like Mark has Johnson as well.
Which Johnson? Russell.
Looks like he cheated. He just put Johnson.
Johnson. That's a typical Mark move.
I had to have him clarify, but he picked a Johnson.
Okay. Well, he's guaranteed to win there. All right. That's a Mark move. All right. Brandon Burton from Alabama taking on Jason Starley from Georgia. This is a great matchup, man. Jason is known for starting real early, man, and getting his limit early, putting a lot of pressure on his opponent. These guys like to watch the leaderboard, and it seems like you're always catching up. Jason knows how to play this game, man. From Georgia. He's on some fish, too. He's excited. He's pumped up. I'm going to take Starley, man. I can't go against Starley here.
Looks like Starley sweeps this one, but I wouldn't be surprised here to see Brandon Burton put up. I looked at some Tourney X stats, looked him up a little bit on Facebook, and dude knows how to fish, obviously. So we'll see how this one works out. But it looks like it's a Starley sweep. Yeah.
Another guy from Virginia, Nathan Green, taking on Keith Brown from Kentucky. Nathan Green is I'm telling you, if you ever fish against Nathan Green, he's in the Hobie Worlds, I think, coming up. And is it Sweden? I think they're going to be in. I think it's Sweden.
I don't know if he's in or not, but I know that he.
Well, he's really in. Trust me. He's in. We talked, but okay. So Nathan is solid, man. He fishes kind of in the southern western areas of Virginia. Very well known again in the live event circle. Likes to just go out and find bodies of water by himself. He's the nomad of fishing. But the guy is solid, man. He knows how to get on fish, knows how to study maps. He's a student of the game, and it's very difficult to go against Nathan Green here. I'm taking Nathan.
Yeah, and Hobie Worlds is in a Mole, Sweden again this year as well. But yeah, it looks like it's a green. No, I've got green, and it looks like we have our first difference. It looks like Mark went with Brandon Burton out of Alabama. So Nathan Green, he went with Keith Brown. Sorry, out of Kentucky. My apologies. But I got Nathan Green.
Very cool. All right. Yeah, we got Nathan. So, and then next, the last part of the first half of the bracket, we've got Tony Bryant from Virginia, the New River guy that loves a smallmouth, versus Eric Nelson of North Carolina. I hear a lot of good things about Eric Nelson too. We know Tony from fishing in the April bracket. I believe he made it to the round of 32, and no, I'm sorry, Sweet 16, I believe, and he got bounced out by Daniel Perry. So yeah, so I believe again, Tony, again, I'm only saying this because of the weather up here in Virginia. I think Tony knows where to go, where the fish are. He's going to be smallmouth fishing on the New River. The New River's starting to catch on fire, and I am picking Tony Bryant to take out Eric Nelson.
Well, and I am going with Eric Nelson out of North Carolina, and it looks like Mark went with Bryant as well.
All right, very good. All right, let's go to the second half of the East bracket here. Adam Reiser from Tennessee taking on Matthew Lewison from Virginia. Matthew fished in our April bracket. He got bounced out early. Couldn't get on fish. Again, the whole weather conditions were different. But man, I'll tell you what, I think Matthew is running into a buzzsaw here with Adam. Adam is a solid fisherman. He's a number 2 ranked angler here for a reason. You can't go against Adam Reiser here.
No, I don't. I have no idea how in the world you go against Adam Reiser. I can actually see Adam going pretty far here. Think that it's going to be a good one, but Adam Reiser for sure, and it looks like everybody's got Reiser here.
Dustin Arms from Tennessee taking on Jacob Wicks from Alabama. Dustin's a good friend of mine. He fishes all of our events up here. He's a very solid fisherman. Jacob Wicks is a fisherman though. He knows how to fish too. This one here is another coin flip. I think that the Tennessee rivers are in good shape. They're not blown out. That I understand. They're not in flood levels. Alabama is in good shape, a la Daniel Perry. Again, this one's a coin flip. Just going with my gut on this one. I'm actually going to take Jacob Wicks to take out Dustin Arms, my good buddy.
I got Dustin Arms. Actually, me and Eric went on Tourney X and kind of looked him up, and dude's got some solid little stats. So we'll go with Dustin Arms here, and it looks like for some reason Mark has Henry Vegan, but I guess he didn't get the update there.
Yeah. Let's see. I think Henry might be in the other region. I don't have to look and see. But this may be an old bracket too. I don't know, man. Things have changed so much. But anyway, all right. Danny Gann from Florida taking on Joey Sullivan from North Carolina. Man, this one right here. Listen, I've been browbeaten by the guys in North Carolina about Joey Sullivan. They told me it was very, very disrespectful for us to put Joey Sullivan at 26. Again, this was a random thing.
It's random.
They said Joey Sullivan should be ranked like number 3 or 4, if not number 1 in this region. But everybody's on this Joey Sullivan van, and these guys that fish with him all the time. Danny Gann, I understand, is a hammer too, but I'm going with the guys in North Carolina and picking Joey Sullivan from North Carolina.
I'm gonna go region. I'm gonna go that I just think the hotter region, unless if Joey's going to travel. I just say Florida's on fire right now, and I don't know how you go against Danny Gann. Danny Gann's also an awesome angler. So I've got Gann, as well does Mark.
Very good. All right, then here we go. This is a typo, too. It's actually not 27 ranked, but Austin Lovelace going against myself here. And I'm just going to be straight up, man. I'm making excuses early, but I'm telling you, it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle here on the waters here in Virginia. It's been unpredictable. It all can be. I'm not making excuses. I am struggling trying to figure out if I want to go after smallies or if I want to go after largemouth. The places I usually fish are not in good shape. There's a lot of mud still in the water. It's very cold, still 50, 57, 58 degrees. I'll be honest with you, man. We're just going to have to play it by ear. It's supposed to get a little bit warmer here, this weekend. But, dude, if I was in your case, and if you're gonna pick somebody, you better be picking Greg, because I'm coming after you, Austin Lovelace. You're going down, sucker. I'm coming after you. This is skunk things over. I'm coming after you, son. You better be picking Greg Nozar.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Did you guys lose my camera, or my camera's still good?
Your camera's good, man.
All right, man. I got Greg Nozar because if you skunk or if you lose first round 2 times in a row, Just like fold KBBT.
Well, I'll just donate my Herbie. Just we'll just do pink slips or something, man. Might as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I got you, Greg. I've got to see you move on, brother. But I think you got to get off that river, man.
That's the plan, man.
But looks like Mark has Loveless here.
Yeah, well, of course he does. That's all right. He's just bitter that I picked against him and actually was right. All right, very good. All right, Mark Edwards versus Robert Richardson from North Carolina. Mark Edwards, man, we talked today a little bit online, man. He's pretty confident. He's loving this warmer weather from West Virginia. He's going to a new spot. He's very confident going into it. Man, he says there's bigs there. He knows he can catch them. I mean, I'm not going against Mark Edwards right here. No way.
No, I mean, and especially with the showing that Mark had in April, I know that he's looking for revenge, and he signed up for May pretty quickly afterwards. So I got Mark Edwards here to move on, and Mark does as well.
Very cool. Mason Rifle from West Virginia taking on William Brewer from Virginia. Mason, I don't know too much about, to be honest with you. I try to look him up, man. He's kind of like a ghost online. William Brewer, I know him pretty well. I fish against him a lot. He's actually kind of fishing the same areas that I'm going to be thinking about fishing. But William's on some fish, man. I am not going against Mr. William Brewer.
Looks like Mark agrees with you, and I disagree. I'm going to go with Mason Riffle here, and I got a West Virginia matchup in round 2 between Riffle and Edwards.
Very good. Doug Wilson from Florida taking on Jason Denise from Florida. This is a great matchup right here, man. These guys can fish. Both of them can fish. Doug, man, I'll tell you, I think he was in the the Sweet 16, got bounced out by Daniel Perry. Doug struggled that Sweet 16 round. That's not going to happen again. It's warming up in Florida. I think the bass are going to be on fire. Doug fishing out of near the Fellsmere area. But, Jason's a great fisherman too. Toss-up, I think it's going to come down just to a few inches, but I think Doug Wilson takes the match.
Yeah, I've got Doug Wilson as well here. I mean, he showed himself with the April bracket, and looks like Jason's a pretty good fisherman as well. But I got Doug here, and Mark does too.
Very good. All right, John Fox from Florida. This is a move that we had to do. Because of all the different changes, but this is a change. We moved John out of the south to the east. But John Fox is taking on Tristan Hannon from Tennessee. John Fox, man, he can fish. Actually, John, let me say this. John won our $200 gift card giveaway, too. Thank you for the thank you, John. Appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed that. But John Fox, and again, another Fellsmere guy. Tristan Hannon, I'm not too sure about. Again, these are guys that can make their names. We didn't know who the guys in the 64 bracket were last month, but they made their names. I'm just going to go with the comfortable pick here because I know what he can do, but I'm going with John Fox.
Yeah, it looks like we all went comfortable here because of the unknown with Tristan Hannon. Looks like everyone here picked Fox.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, let's go to the South bracket, the very top of the South bracket here. We've got the Hammer. I think
stacked.
This is ridiculous. Very stacked bracket here, but this is pretty amazing. Cody Milton from Arkansas, which I think is the favorite to win it all. I mean, shocker, One thing I will say, Cody Milton is fishing the 5 Live this weekend. Cody Milton can't fish until 9:30. Watch this matchup. Cody can't get lines in because of the Scott Butcher 5 Live thing going on. That's 3.5 hours that Doc Acosta, 3.5 hours that Doc Acosta is going to have on him to put fish on the board. Doc, you got 3.5 hours to do some damage. Other than that, I think Cody Milton takes you to the woodshed.
I think Cody goes to one of several spots that he's got in Arkansas and lays the hammer down. I don't see this being being anything close. But I mean, when you're fishing in Texas and you get on fish, it doesn't matter who you're facing. It's a 1v1 format. You beat him one time, one day. You got a chance, Doc. But I got Cody Milton, and Mark does as well.
Let me tell you about Doc Acosta. He's friends with Chris Delgado, and he's friends with Jeff Isham. They're going to help this kid out. They're going to help him out.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I'm friends with Eric Siddiqui and these guys, and I suck. So
Moving on, Cody Milton for the win.
It don't matter who your friends are.
That's
brother.
right.
You gotta know how to fish a little
You
bit.
gotta know how to throw that jig, man. All right, very good. All right, Andrew Green from Louisiana taking on Matthew Flett from Texas. These guys fished in our last tournament. This, of anything, is a coin flip. These guys can fish. They both went to the same round. They both were. Matt struggled in the very beginning. He squeaked by the very first round. But I'm gonna tell you, man, these guys can fish. A Louisiana-Texas matchup. This is gonna be solid. I am going with Andrew Green.
Yeah, and I think Louisiana thumped Texas last
did.
bracket for the most part.
Yep.
And I think it continues. I got Louisiana. I got Andrew Green moving on. And it looks like Mark has Matthew Flett.
Okay, very good. Sticking with Texas. Again, that's a coin flip. It could be. I mean, that could be coming down to a quarter of an inch. Who knows? But those guys can fish. All right, Conrad Benetti, the Iron Sheik of Kayak Bass Nation, the most hated angler, I think, in the history of tournament fishing. But he doesn't care what you think. He doesn't care what anybody has to say. He's there to fish and win the April event, and he's fishing in this event as well. He is going against Rodney Kennan from Louisiana in the Final Four, and he's going to be posting up his same fish against Christopher Delgado out of Texas. My friend Christopher, he does a great job with us. He does an awesome job with the videography here at KBBT. He's also leading our Texas region. This guy is a superstar. He's a tremendous talent in terms of being able to coordinate, follow through, fish, everything. But Conrad Benetti's on a mission. They have woken up a beast. Conrad Benetti is going to put the hammer down, and I think Chris Delgado doesn't have a chance against Conrad.
Here's some stats that I got from Conrad today. So the times where he was able to get on the water at 7 o'clock, he put up his 2 biggest bags. This week, he's not going to be able to get on the water till approximately 9 or 10. Christopher Delgado, you don't play games like that with him. Christopher Delgado is my pick. Sorry, Conrad. I see it's going to be
You're going against Conrad.
I got an early exit for Conrad here.
Wow.
And Mark agrees.
No.
Delgado, baby.
I'm going to tell you this right now. If Kennan beats Conrad and his tag team partner Chris Delgado beats Conrad, I'm telling you, it's going to be like it's going to be the same thing as when Hulk Hogan body slammed Andre the Giant. People are going to just go crazy and roar. They hate Conrad, but Conrad's out for blood.
KBN's going to crucify him.
They're going to crush him. All right, then we have Jason O'Brien, the Ninja from Texas, taking on Joel Spear from Arkansas. Again, both good fishermen, man. These guys are solid fishermen. The Ninja's out for revenge. He got bounced out the first round like I did. Didn't have a good showing, but I can't go against the Ninja here. No offense, Joel. You're a great fisherman, but I think the Ninja takes out Joel Spear.
And it looks like it's a Ninja sweep, short and sweet, and it's going to be a good one, but I got O'Brien.
All right. Can you imagine a Conrad Benetti versus Jason the Ninja O'Brien in round 2?
Are they both like pretty boys?
I guess, man. They're pretty buff, man. They're pretty buff. They don't have the same.
They're out there. They're going to be flexing for the female fish.
Listen, they don't have the same sexy bodies we have, though, man. They couldn't beat us.
Yeah, my sexy body.
All right, Jeff Isham takes on Bobby Morin from Florida.
People know Bobby.
People know Bobby, man. Jeff Isham is a hammer out of Texas. This is going to be a very, very tough matchup. I'm going to shock you. Jeff was my pick to win it all in April. Bobby is on fish. He's on big fish. And I think this is going to be a huge upset. I think Bobby takes out Jeff. How about them apples?
I think out of the rated anglers that we've came to so far, for a ranked angler, Jeff Isham's the number 4. I also agree. I got Big Bobby Morin winning, and Mark
Wow.
has Isham, but I've got Bobby winning.
Okay, me and you are on the same thing here. I mean,
I know where he's fishing. Had some messages going back and forth, and if it isn't Fellsmere, it's this other place, and this place is on fire. In my opinion, it's better than Fellsmere, so I got Bobby.
very cool. Very cool. Our other hammer, Orlando Nandon from Texas, taking on Sean McQuinn from Florida. Texas-Florida matchup. Man, dude, I hope Orlando has his own kayak. I hope he's not fishing out of a Pelican.
That's what I want to do.
You know what I mean?
I want to see if he borrowed his buddy's Hobie, if he borrowed the Pelican again, or what.
I mean,
but it doesn't matter though, man.
It doesn't matter. The guy catches fish, man. You know what I mean? He's on some river down in San Antonio. I don't know what river he fishes. I think it was Falcon Lake at one time, but he fished another river. I'm not sure. The Guadalupe River, I think something like that. I don't know. I have no clue. But anyway, he was on a river down in San Antonio. But man, this guy can catch fish. You can't go against Nandon. No way.
No, we got a Nandon sweep here.
Okay.
Short and sweet. Nandon all the way.
Very good. Very cool. All right, Carl Hudson from Mississippi taking on Kyle Burns from Arkansas. Man, I don't know. Mark knows Kyle. I don't know these guys, but I hear that Kyle Burns has been struggling fishing, but you're only as good as your last catch. I don't know. Again, I don't know, but if Carl Hudson and all these guys know Dwayne Wally, they know, Brad Case, that kind of crowd, you got to go with Carl. I understand he's a big time fisherman out of that area, but I mean, if from what I see and hear, I'm not going against Carl. I'm picking Carl Hudson to take out Kyle.
Yeah, and this is going to be a Hudson sweep, short and sweet. I'd like to see Carl Hudson put up a top 10 bag this week.
I butchered his name last week. His name is Keelan Kyle, not Kylan Kyle. Keelan Kyle from Texas, taking on Zachary Taylor from Florida. And Keelan Kyle, we were messaging back and forth about his name and everything else. He's very excited to fish this tournament. I like his attitude. I like his drive, his motivation. I am going for Texas on this one, and I'm taking Keelan Kyle from Texas.
This looks like it's actually a Keelan Kyle sweep, so we're rooting on you, Keelan. So let's
Better
go
not let us down, man. Bad things happen when you let us down.
Yep.
All right, very cool. That's the very top half of the South bracket. Let's go to the bottom half here. Brad Case taking on Darren Williams from Texas. Brad Case, man, he got bounced out by Derek Brundle. He wasn't too happy about it. Another fisherman fishing in the Five Live Championship this weekend. He's going to lose 3.5 hours of fishing time. Darren, you have an advantage. You better take advantage of it. But I am not going against our man Brad Case.
I mean, when you have Texas next to your name, it makes it scary. But the water's got to be warm down there. That frog bite's got to be getting on fire, if not like prime time. I got Brad Case. So it looks like this is a Case sweep.
Very cool. Sherman Bishop from Florida taking on Craig Knight from Texas. This is going to be sweet. Both these guys are just pumped to fish. We know Sherman from the last April event. Craig is a known avid angler out of Texas. Sherman's out of that Fellsmere area, knows all those guys around those areas. He fishes those monthlies all the time. This is not a month-long tournament. Craig is excited. He's pumped. He's been following along. He's been interactive. He wants to make a name for himself. He wants to go against Brad Case in the second round. And I am not going against Craig Knight in this. I'm taking Craig Knight from Texas to take out Sherman Bishop.
You got Craig Knight. I got Sherman Bishop in this one. Sherman basically went with the name recognition here. So I'm taking Bishop, and it looks like Mark is as well.
Okay, I'm alone. Craig, you got my vote, buddy. All right, Mr. William Kennan taking on James Penny from Texas. I'm not going against the old man here. I'm not going against Mr. Kennan. No way, no how. He is going to put a smack down. I don't know, man. I think, listen, he has a shot at Conrad this weekend in a very high stakes game. I talked to Mr. Kennan today. He is super pumped up about it. He is ready to roll, and he wants to take out Conrad. It's going to take 100 inches to do it, and I think he gets it. And James, you're just going to be a penny on a rail as the freight train comes through. Sorry about that, buddy, but I think Mr. Kennan goes through.
Yeah, I just don't know how you pick against William Kennan. He knows Toledo been like the back of his hand, and it seemed like he's just going to ride that out. Seems like it's doing good for him. So looks like we got a Kennan sweep here.
Dwayne Wally taking on John Martinez. John is a late entry. He replaced another angler. So Dwayne Wally has a change in matchup. He is going against John Martinez. I believe, actually, is that Florida or Texas? I can't remember. I think it was Texas, to be honest with you. But
look, it says Florida on
I know, but I
here.
think that's incorrect. I think it's actually Texas. I don't know. We'll have to look and see. But anyway, Dwayne is taking on John Martinez. Man, I talked to Dwayne Wally today. He is excited. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, he is.
He's excited. He knows where the fish are. He's getting intel. He's going out pre-fishing all week. Dwayne Wally moves on.
Yeah, it looks like we got a Wally sweep. It looks like we're agreeing a lot here in the South. But I'm looking forward to seeing Dwayne fishing this. So
Me too.
Dwayne, I'd like to really see you move on, but you got yourself a handful, especially if it's anglers out of Texas or Florida.
Yeah.
Regardless, you got your hands full, but I got Dwayne to move on.
Very good. Jamie Broad, friends with Mr. Kennan, is going to be fishing with Mr. Kennan come this weekend, taking on Michael Evans from Florida. Jamie Broad is a great dude, great fisherman. Michael Evans, good fisherman. I did some research on Michael, and this is going to be a toss-up. I think Jamie takes it by about 6 or 7 inches because he's fishing with Mr. Kennan.
You think Kennan's going to show him where to fish, huh?
No, I think he's going to put him on. He's going to put him all on, man. Hey, John Martinez is Texas, by the way. My apologies.
Okay. I think Jamie's got a little something to prove here. With maybe some showings he's had in the last tournaments and stuff. I know he's been doing good on some onlines and things like that. But I think that Jamie's going to come out and, solidify, his dominance in the South. So I got Jamie Broad coming out here, and Mark does as well.
By the way, Michael Evans is from Arkansas. I don't know where we're getting our information from, but he's from Arkansas, not Florida. So, but anyway, regardless, Jamie Broad's moving on. James Engel from Arkansas taking on John, not Jeff, John Halem from Florida. And I've disrespected John's name so many times, I feel terrible. I'm actually going to go with John Halem from Florida. I'm so sorry, John, for disrespecting your name. I don't know why I just couldn't fix it. But anyway, I'm going for John Halem out of Florida.
We've got, we're sweeping this bracket. I mean, we've all got Halem. So let's see what John does.
Dave, and excuse me, it was the Thunder Midget, right? The Thunder Midget from Texas, taking on Siles Garrett from Texas. Siles is up for the challenge, but man, I don't see how in the world you can go against Dave Newman.
No, I mean, Dave's got a plethora of amazing areas he could fish around where he lives, and he's going to be out there doing everything he can. I got Dave Newman, and Mark does too.
Jason Willis from Louisiana taking on Eric Morris from Arkansas. Jason Willis, I tell you what, man, this guy's a class guy, man. He's a class act. Go follow him on Instagram. Go find him on Instagram. I follow him on Instagram. He's got some very classy posts. He's one of the good guys in kayak bass fishing. Again, one of the good guys. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If you meet him in person, just solid as a rock. This is a sentimental pick from anything, but Eric Morse I'm telling you, man, Eric Morse is ready for him. And, it's just one of those things. Do you go with your heart? Do you go with your head? I don't know, man. I think Eric Morse can take out Jason, dude. I think Eric Morse is going to do it.
Really?
I really do. Listen, Eric's ready, man.
Well, I got Jason Willis, and he's one of those guys I just don't know how you pick against.
I just did.
Yeah.
I just did.
So,
I called out the other guy's name. That's how I did it.
I got, you you wrote his name down. That's how you did it, right?
Right.
But I got Jason Willis and Mark does as well.
Okay, very good. All right, that's the first half of the South. Here's the bottom half of the South. I'm sorry, that was the bottom half of the South. We now go to the North. North bracket, your buddy, Mr. Eric Siddiqui, again, a number 1 seed. Listen, he was up there that one time, and he got up to the Sweet 16 and got beat by Mr. Pepin. That could be a jinx little spot for him there, the top half of the very top of the right bracket. But he takes on Dale Van Horn from New York. I don't know anything about Dale, but I know a whole lot about Eric, and there's no chance I'm picking against him.
Eric, is in Texas right now. So, we'll have to see what he does, but I mean, I got to go with Siddiqui here. I'd love to pick Van Horn, but I can't do it. So we're going Siddiqui and Marcus also.
Greg Matskaitis from Connecticut versus Victor Guerrero from Indiana. Greg, talked to him a little bit online. From Connecticut, there's bass in Connecticut. We found that out a couple weeks ago. But Victor, being in Indiana, I think just from a weather aspect of it, man, I don't know, man. This is a coin flip to me. I'm taking Victor Guerrero. Sorry, Greg. Great name, by the way, but I'm sorry, just can't go with you.
Yeah, it looks like we got a Guerrero sweep, so we're all rooting on Indiana here. So come on, Victor.
Robert Weicker from Ohio taking on Randy Franklin from Wisconsin. Oh, man, these guys, look, man. I hear Weicker. You can tell us a little bit about Weicker, can you not?
Yeah, Robert Weicker is a straight hammer out of Ohio. He's fished some decent size, like Costa Series and boats last year, if I'm not mistaken. He's always does well in online events in Ohio. Everybody knows that Robert Weicker, when he fishes, is most likely he's doing his AEP thing in East Central Ohio. So be looking forward to see Robert Weicker possibly put up 100 inches this week. Listen to me, guys. Robert Weicker is one of those guys like Jonathan Pepin. He might become a household name. He's a good personality. Robert Weicker.
Fair enough. I can't go against it. I'm taking Robert Weicker from Ohio, taking out Randy Franklin from Wisconsin.
Mark
Tell us about your buddy, Mr. Quentin Eccles.
No. Mark took Franklin.
He took Franklin. Wow.
He's drunk.
Wow. Well, listen, Randy's been fishing now. Let me be fair to Randy. Randy's been fishing lately,
Let's
man.
be fair to Randy.
He's been fishing. He's been pre-fishing. He's been vlogging it all. Look, man, he's not going down without a fight, but Robert's just too strong for him. I think Robert takes out Randy. But anyway, that being said, your buddy Quentin Eccles taking on Matthew Sherritt from Maine. A Maine guy, listen, we can't underestimate these Maine guys. We know what they did in the April tournament, man. They're going to even get better fishing here. We know there's fish in Maine, but I'm taking Quentin.
Yeah, one of the top 10 anglers in the country is from Maine. So everybody knows Ken Wood, right?
That's right.
Maine's obviously got some fish. You could also travel there in the Northeast, I'm sure. But I don't know how you go against Q. Mr. Quentin Eccles, I'm assuming he's probably going to be doing some AEP stuff with Robert. And I might be out there as well with Mike Fink. So it might be 4 of us out there, but we'll see what happens this weekend. But I got Q. Quentin is going to... don't sleep on Quentin to move on either, because that Quentin Weicker matchup potentially in the second round is going to be a good one.
My buddy Dennis Robinson taking on Judy Richardson from New Hampshire. I don't know Judy too well, but she seems like she's engaged, she's involved, she's ready to go. But my buddy Dennis, man, I've been fishing with this guy for like 25 years, and he's still trying to catch as much fish as me, man. Every time I try, he's always trying to catch up from behind. But Dennis, let me say this, is one of the most competitive guys I know. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. But very competitive. And he's not going down without a fight. Judy, we appreciate you being in the tournament. We appreciate you, supporting us and commenting and engaging. I don't know too much about New Hampshire fishing, but all I know is Dennis Robinson's ready, and I think he takes out Judy.
Yeah, I mean, and it's awesome, for these women to be in the sport. What do we have? How many women did we have get in?
4.
four. So we had Christine Fisher, Catherine Field, Judy, and then Celia. So it's awesome, to be able to grow the sport into, the women, getting more women in to the sport, doing that along with like people like Aaron Mathis and, all these other women across the country. So, Judy, I'm going with Robinson here. It was a coin flip for me. So I'm going Robinson, and it looks like Mark did as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, again, I hope the best for Judy. In fact, I hope Judy beats Dennis because I have something on him for the rest of Dennis's life. And so if that ever happens, that would be amazing.
It would be
awesome
amazing.
It would be amazing for that to happen. But I think Dennis moves on. All right, Matthew Conant from Massachusetts taking on your buddy, Mr. Mike Fink. Who in the world is Mike Fink? Talk to us about him.
Mike is a more known guy in the Ohio area. He's up and coming. Mike's getting his game down. He's been working on it for the last couple of years. He actually basically lives on Okeechobee in the wintertime. He works road construction, travels all over, but he has a lot of time to fish. He's got a lot of good people around him. He's got a lot of good waters. So don't sleep on Mike. Mike's one of those guys that could surprise everybody and become a household name. He's going to be fun when we get him on camera. Could be out at AEP. And if AEP shows out, guys, it's one of those places like Fellsmere down in Florida for Ohio. So don't sleep on any guys that are out at AEP. So I got Mike Fink here.
So Mike's a friend of yours, right?
Yeah, Mike's actually becoming probably one of my better friends.
Okay, I'm taking Matthew Conant. That's good enough.
Hang on. I'm learning from Mike. I'm not teaching Mike anything. So,
regardless, I'm taking Matthew, man. Come on, let's go, buddy. Massachusetts, show up. All right.
Yeah, but it looks like we got Fink. Me and Mark have Fink here.
All right, very good. Jeremy Baker from Michigan taking on the podcaster, the phenom, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Josh Smith from Dark Waters Podcast. He's fishing out in New York. I think it might be still snowing in New York. But Michigan, if Jeremy is on any sort of fish like Mr. Pepin is, oh my gosh, Josh, dude, you have a butt whooping coming to you.
Jeremy will be. I know Jeremy, he fishes in our local club. He lives on Lake St. Clair.
Well, that's good information.
Yeah, so if you want to change your pick if you haven't made it yet.
No, I'm picking Jeremy. I'm taking Jeremy to beat Josh.
Yeah, I got Jeremy Baker here. But it looks like Mark's got Smith. So Jeremy's a real humble guy. He a really good angler. A lot of people don't know about him. He actually beat Siddiqui on Lake St. Clair last year in the KBF event, Pro Tour. So I got Jeremy Baker.
Okay, very good. Josh was going to use this as motivation, and I'm telling you, we're going to be bad talked on Dark Waters Podcast for years now. Thank you very much. All right, very good. Brian Baxter from Connecticut taking on Renato Sorocha from Rhode Island. Let me say this. Renato fished in our very first tournament. Didn't have a good day, but Renato knows how to fish, man. And I don't know, man. I just got a feeling that Renato is going to take out Brian. I don't know Brian, but, I think Renato can take him out. Sorocha's for me.
I got Sorocha, too, because I like the last name and I want to say it a lot. So
Sorocha.
I got Sorocha, and looks like Mark has Baxter. So we'll see how this goes down. But I got you Sorocha.
All right. Next one, we have the bottom half of the North bracket. Our buddy, the right-handed fisherman. That's a little thing. I posted on something on Facebook. I can't stand people who reel in the right-handed. And so Derek Brundle, of course, I think, he's like, anyway, you just have to go see what he says. That's what he does. So anyway, but I can't deny his talent. Derek Brundle taking on Christopher Catucci from Rhode Island. I mean, dude, come on. Come on. We got to go. It's got to be a Brundle sweep here.
Yeah, I got Brundle here. This is a Brundle sweep, short and sweet.
Yeah, no doubt. My buddy Mike Ortega here in Virginia. He's actually moving in right across the street from me. God help his soul. But he is running the NVKBA up here, doing a great job. Taking on Heath Atwell from Michigan. Mike Ortega fishes Sunday. He's excited to get on the water. I don't know where he's fishing. I have no idea. I am not going against Mike Ortega. I'm sorry. Go get him, Mike.
Yeah, it looks like you and Mark took Ortega, but I am going with Mr. Heath Atwell out of Michigan.
Do you know Heath?
I do not.
Okay. Just a gut feeling. Gotcha.
Nope. I like Michigan anglers. I just like the body. I like the water you can fish up there. I think it's a little unfair advantage over some of these other northern states. I got Michigan.
Alan Reed from Indiana taking on Kyle Evans from Michigan. Alan Reed can flat out fish.
So can Kyle.
I'm telling you, don't go against Alan. I'm not going against him. Alan Reed for the win.
I got Kyle Evans. Kyle Evans actually fishes in our local club. He's always top 5 angler for Angler of the Year for us. Dude knows how to fish. I would assume he would probably be on Lake St. Clair. So I got Kyle Evans here. Where are we at here? It looks like Mark took Kyle Evans as well.
Wow.
But Alan, man, show me wrong, man. You're like one of the nicest dudes. Love hanging out with you, brother.
I'm not going against him, man. I'm sorry. You just can't. Oh, you can't do that, man. All right. Very good. All right. Sam Jones and Brian Anderson.
Sammy.
Sam Jones from, is it Paddle and Fin, right?
Yep.
Brian Anderson from Michigan.
Wicked Weights.
Sam
Jones, Wicked Weights.
Listen, I'm just going with my gut feeling on this. Indiana has had some good fishermen and fishing going on, but I'm going to go with Brian Anderson.
Okay. I got Sam Jones here. I stayed away from Michigan on this pick. I went Sam. I know Sam's, trying to make a name for himself. He's getting better and better, as he became like a full-time fisherman, kind of like last year. So I think he's only getting better. And Sam Jones, I think he'll be a guy to look out for here. So I got Sam Jones, and it looks like Mark does also.
Dusty Yacker versus Rodney Merritt from Maine.
Buzzsaw,
right? Yeah, I mean, you got to go with Dusty. That's who I'm picking. I think Dusty actually goes pretty far in this event. But, Dusty Yacker.
Yeah, and I think Dusty, he's got so many different things he can do. Lake Michigan is right there for him. He's got some really good lakes there, in the area, Wisconsin, and he could also come back over onto Michigan. So, Dusty Yacker here. I think Dusty Yacker big. Maybe one of the bigger margins of victory for the week.
Steve Glinka from Illinois, your favorite state, my friend, taking on Mr. Todd Patrick from Ohio. Todd, listen, are you going to be with all the boys?
Can I get a break?
Are you going to be on with all the boys on St. Clair? Is that where you're going to be?
I'm either going to Lake St. Clair or I'm going to AEP. I will be at one or the other.
Okay. I'm going with Steve Glinka. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, dude. I know momentum plays a whole big thing in this. And you caught your limit. You caught your personal best in the last bracket. You've got confidence going on. But, man, I don't know.
Be fishing with a fish finder for the very first time in my life.
Yeah. You're going to be so worried about your fish finder, you're not going to catch fish. That's what's going to happen.
So I'm going to zero. So I'm going to get beat.
No, I don't think you're going to get 0, man. I think you're going to catch at least a 12-inch.
Okay. I promise you this. If I go on Lake St. Clair and 0, I should be banned from tournaments for life.
This is true. I said the same thing about the Potomac River. That's what happened to me. So what can I say?
Hey, so maybe I'm the guy that's broadcasting while you guys keep fishing on. So
maybe so, man.
You know what? I mean, Steve Galinka, awesome fisherman, another guy out of Illinois that is just so. I mean, Illinois is my nemesis right now. It looks like so. Like, if I win, then I gotta face what? Dusty? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I need to knock off 2 Illinois guys back to back.
It's not easy. No, it's not easy, man. It's not easy.
Because Patrick Tharp thumped me last time, but I'm going with Galinka, and you're going with Galinka, and it looks like it's a Galinka sweep. So I think that's a good pick for you guys.
Matt Linzeman taking on Robert Whetstone from Wisconsin. I want you to show you something here real quick. Matt Linzeman's good. Good for. Listen, man, awesome battle with him last time. Great guy. But you see this jersey right here? You know what team this is? You know what team this is? This is the best team in the NFL. The Super Bowl winning champions of the NFL. Do you know what Robert Whetstone has? Go look at his Facebook account. Take a look. You know what he has on? The Mike Ditka Bears sweater. How can I go against Robert Whetstone? Matt, I love you to death, but I got to go with my Bears homie. Come on, Robert. Let's go. Bear down, buddy. Bear down. You're going to make it. Come on. Wisconsin.
And who's y'all's quarterback?
I don't know. Who cares?
Hang on.
We'll pick somebody.
I think in a group message earlier this week you said we win it with defense.
We do.
So we'll see if that.
That's right.
We'll see if we'll see if you guys can bring back some Ravens.
Does this
and
look
Steelers,
like a Rich Trubisky jersey to you? This is a Khalil Mack jersey, baby. Defense wins championships.
One of the baddest linebackers in the league. So I went Matt Linsman here. I think that he got onto something up there when he was fishing around Pepin. I'm not sure where he goes because I think that it was a little bit of a drive for him to get up that way. But I'm going with Matt Linsman here, and it looks like Mark is as well.
Steve Hoffman from Ohio taking on Eric Pollins from Michigan. I'm sorry?
Eric Pollins. And you're going to get used to saying that name.
Oh, okay. Okay, very good. I don't know either one of them. I trust your judgment. You've been really good at these names. I'm going to go with Eric Pollins from Michigan.
Eric's going to be on some fish. If he doesn't put up 90 inches, I'll be shocked. Steve Hoffman is a good angler. He fished in Mayo last year. He finished top 5, 6, or 7, I think, in AOY. So he knows what he's doing. I think he'll probably be on East West Harbor. It's one of his favorite places to fish on Lake Erie. I got Eric Pollins here, but watch for Steve Hoffman and his videos. And this dude's hilarious, and you're going to love him. He's great for marketing, and looking forward to seeing what he puts out. But I got Eric Pollins, and it looks like it's a Pollins sweep.
Maybe we need to get Steve Hoffman on our broadcast team, man.
Awesome. We do.
Seriously.
He's hilarious.
I'm all about it. Cool. West Region, here we go. Top half of the West Region, our last bracket here tonight. Christine Fisher taking on Catherine Field from Utah. I am so looking forward to this. This is going to be amazing. This is really going to be amazing. But I am not going against Christine Fisher. Are you kidding me? Top 10 angler in the country? Not a chance.
Yeah.
Sorry, Catherine. I wish you the best. I hope you do well. It would be an upset of massive proportions if you beat Christine Fisher. Christine's had a rough week, man. I feel bad for her. Yeah. She fell off a mountain, for God's sake. Crashed her truck, but she's like, hey, man, crack a beer, drink it off, and let's go fishing. That's how she is. Awesome.
Yep, she said gears unscathed. She's ready to go. So
that's insane.
I'm looking to see where Christine goes. I'm looking forward to following her throughout the tournament. But Catherine Field, your story and following you over the last year, I've not really got to talk to you, but I'll talk to you through this. It's been inspiring to watch. It's been cool to watch you go out and grow as an angler and to do what you've done. Been following you on social media a lot, and you make it your passion for the sport is it's undeniable and it's unsurpassed. So congratulations on what you've done so far for the women's movement in kayak fishing. And it's going to be a treat to get you live versus Christine on Sunday, right? So it's going to be a fun time. So I'm going with Christine Fisher here, but I just wanted to say that to Catherine. So looks like we got a Fisher sweep.
This is going to be. I mean, this is historic, man. Look. This whole bracket thing is historic anyway, but this is really truly historic. This is really really cool. I'm being dead serious. Having two ladies go at it with one another. Hey, listen, a lot to be proud about, man. They're growing the sport. We need to get more ladies like this, and Judy and Scylla, and just grow the sport. And this is amazing. I'm super excited to have this. Sunday, this matchup needs to be premiered because not only because of what's going on, but they're two great people, and they both have good stories, and it's going to be really good entertainment. So very
hopefully
cool.
Sunday we get a lot of that.
Absolutely. Kylan Evans versus Gene Bohannon from Texas. Gene Bohannon. I'm going Texas all the way. Gene, knocked it out of the park, buddy.
Yep, Gene Bohannon sweep here. Short and easy.
Very cool. Jason Adams a big hammer out of Arkansas, taking on Charner Williams from Texas, the guy that makes his own rods. Good guy, nice guy. I can't go against Jason. No way. No way. Jason Adams is a great fisherman.
Yeah, and this is an Adams sweep as well. And, Jason's a great guy. I got to meet him actually on behalf of KBF down at, I don't know, one of the events this last year, Table Rock or whatever. But super cool guy, and looking forward to seeing Jason Adams move on.
Mark Pendergraft from Texas taking on Kyle Zemke from Idaho. Look, Idaho.
That's so cool.
That is very, very cool. I'm going to give you, listen, Mark got bounced out the very first round. Mark is a great fisherman, man. Mark is a tremendous angler. But I'm going to give you a little, I heard a little insight about Kyle. And Mark Coates knows about Kyle. And this guy is on smallmouth like crazy he's like the Pepin of this bracket.
Of the West.
Yep. And if I hear Pepin of the West, I ain't going against Pepin of the West. I'm taking Kyle.
And actually, after refreshing my memory here on Zemke, I'm staying with the smallie bite. I think that it's going to be fun to watch. So I'm going with Idaho's own. And Mark Pendergraft, I did have you down, but I'm scratching that, and I'm going with Idaho. So looks like we all got Zemke here. It's a Zemke sweep.
Wow, a Zemke sweep. Idaho takes out Texas. Incredible. Dwayne, the national champion Taff, versus Jordan Westerman from Iowa. Man, dude, Dwayne's always on fish. He's a national champion for a reason. Jordan, you got your work cut out for you, buddy. Iowa against Texas, especially Dwayne Taft, Texas. Sorry, bud. I think you get freight train. Dwayne moves on.
I agree. This is a Taft sweep. I just think that, I don't think Iowa, no matter where you're at, is going to really be able to compete with what Dwayne can do. So I got Taft.
Yeah, man. Cool. Brian Hillman from Missouri taking on Jerry Thigh from Oklahoma. I assume Brian knows Josh Booth, and probably Brian fishes in Josh Booth's tournaments that he's been putting on. But Jerry's from Oklahoma, and there's some good fishing in Oklahoma and good fishermen in Oklahoma. I don't know Jerry too well, but I am not going against our only Oklahoma contestant here. There's a lot of good lakes in Oklahoma. I'm going with Jerry.
And it looks like we all had the same idea. This is going to be a thigh sweep.
Wow, very cool. Tyler Cole from Iowa taking on Dan Mulder from Iowa. Dan had to back out at the last minute on the last bracket. He's super excited against fishing against Tyler. Tyler's a hammer from Iowa. Dan is ready for the challenge, though. He is not backing down one bit, but I think Tyler's going to be too much for him, and Tyler Cole moves on from Dan.
Yeah, I'll be taking Tyler here. Not really any explanation needed other than everybody knows that Tyler Cole is a hammer. And looks like we got Dan Mulder for Mark.
Okay. Mason Good from Iowa. A lot of Iowa anglers. That's really cool to see. Mason Good from Iowa taking on Clint Dunbar from Texas. Mason Good, an Iowa guy, Clint Dunbar from Texas. I'm just going with states here. I'm taking Clint Dunbar.
Yeah, I went strictly because of the state. I picked Clinton Dunbar here. I've heard the name a couple of different times, and so I'm going to go with Clinton Dunbar, and it looks like we all are.
Okay, very good. Last half of the bracket here. Richie McMichael, Kansas. Number 2 seed taking on Ben Steele from Nebraska. Ben's a rookie. Put a yellow stripe on his bumper. He's a rookie kid. And he is going against Richie McMichael. Are you kidding me, Ben? I appreciate the the questions. We love to give you advice, but Ben, son, wrong pick here for you. Wrong random pick. You're going against Richie McMichael. Richie pounds Ben in the sand.
Yeah, we got to make Michael sweep here. Everybody, Richie McMichael could be a guy that we're talking about for several weeks here out of Kansas. The guy's a hammer, and we're looking forward to talking about Richie for a while.
Shad Schaefer from Kansas taking on Jim Williams from Arkansas, and Jim is on the new team. Jim is a hammer. He's a late entry. A very late entry as of today, late entry, or last night, late entry. I understand Jim is one heck of a fisherman, one heck of a guy, and, again, really respected in the kayak community. I'm not going against Jim. No way.
I'm not either. It's a Williams sweep.
Josh Booth versus Jeremy Brandis. Listen, Josh did not show up last time, man, against Brad Case. He blanked out, too. Everybody wants to talk about the Greg Nozar blank skunk, but Josh skunked, too, last bracket.
Josh wasn't on here talking smack.
But doesn't matter. The result was the same. the result's the same. But Josh is a great guy, man. But Jeremy's here to fish, too, man. Jeremy's hilarious. I don't know if you've ever seen some of his stuff that he's posted on. He's freaking hilarious. But the humor doesn't get past Josh Booth. Josh comes out firing, and he winds up taking out Jeremy.
Oh, yeah, we got a Booth sweep here. I think Josh's Lake's out there. He's going to be running into funky cold fronts this weekend. So I'm looking for Josh to move on.
Gotcha. Jim Williams, by the way, is from Georgia. Sorry. So, not Arkansas. My apologies. Again, these are late entries, and we're trying to get some information on these guys. Ross Pinkerton is from Texas, taking on Brady Stores from Nebraska. And Ross knows how to fish. He had a bad day in the Sweet 16. He got bounced. He was my pick to go through. But Ross, I think he's still on fish. He's been posting he's still on fish. I take Ross Pinkerton.
Yeah, I got Ross Pinkerton as well. And looks like we got Ross sweeping. So, we're agreeing on a lot of these picks, guys.
Marty Hughes from Nebraska taking on Levi Thompson from Iowa. Marty Hughes just lost in Elite 8. One of the classiest men, one of the greatest fishermen in kayak bass fishing history, if you want to say. A mentor, a teacher, an awesome guy. We can talk about Marty Hughes all day long. You had a great interview with Marty Hughes. Awesome. Just a wealth of knowledge. How could you go against Marty? No way. No way. I think Marty shows up again through this bracket and just he goes far.
Yeah, looking to see what Marty can do here. He made it far in April. We got a huge sweep and one of the fun guys to watch. So those of you that didn't get to see Marty in the April bracket, pay attention. The guy will teach you something. Marty Hughes here.
Ben Spangler from Arkansas taking on Tim Gurley from Iowa. I don't know any of these guys either. But again, I can't diss Iowa all the time, man. I'm going to go with Tim Gurley from Iowa.
Okay. Well, you went against, whenever I don't know names, I usually go with states. So I went Spangler and Mark did as well.
Okay. Troy Enke from Missouri taking on Bradley Stacy from... Oh, we do have another Oklahoma angler. Very good. But Troy is a great fisherman, man. There's no way I'm taking... I'm not taking that in... even though you're from Oklahoma, Bradley, I'm going with Troy from Missouri.
And Troy Enke is, one of those guys that could... super awesome, nice, humble, awesome guy. A lot of guys from Missouri would say that he's arguably the best angler in the state, if not one of the best. To see what he did last year on Table Rock was awesome. So I got Troy Enke here. Looks like we got an Enke sweep.
Our last matchup of the night, Marcus Coates takes on Jeff Malott from Arkansas. Both these guys from Arkansas. We already know who Mark is now. If you don't know who Mark Coates is by now, and you've been following KBBT, you don't know what's going on. Mark Coates, amazing Elite 8 appearance in the last bracket. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to be honest with you. Mark's exhausted. He won't admit it. He's exhausted. It's a grind. Mark is going against Jeff, and Jeff is coming after you, buddy. Jeff is licking his chops. He hasn't been fishing like you have. I am picking Jeff Malott. Sorry,
I don't even know who Jeff Malott is, so I'm going to be going with Marcus Coates here.
Jeff is on the KBN podcast. Yeah. I was going to say,
kidding.
Man, if you don't know Jeff, man, you're under a rock too. Jeff is coming after, man.
Jeff, I think it's going to be a good matchup, brother.
Well, let me say this. Mark, if he loses, at least he gets to broadcast this entire event. Because I'm fishing on. It's going to be the reverse.
But I got Mark here. I think Mark learned a lot. I think he's growing. I don't know much about Jeff's fishing. I know more about his personality side and what he does with KBN.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to stay with what I know here, and I'm just going to go with Mark because it's fresh in my mind. So
Sure.
I got Mark.
I understand, as I said. Well, that's it for the bracket preview. What a bracket preview. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait till it starts. Lines in 6 a.m. on Saturday. We are going to be broadcasting again on Thursday night to preview the Final Four, kind of do a Friday night recap of the captain's meeting and just kind of make sure everybody's on the same page. And then it's lines in. We have a Final Four. We have a championship this weekend. We've got the 128 bracket going on this weekend. Look, all you podcasters out there, and all the broadcasters, man, if we ain't giving you content, I don't know what we can do. I mean, this is amazing. If you're a kayak bass fishing fan, with these hammers in this tournament, we also have let's pick the 5 Live Championship. Let's talk about that real quick.
Well, it's like the 5-7.
5-7. Well, I mean, the 5 Live is not the number of fishermen. The 5 Live is 5 fish within the 2 hours.
Yep.
So,
No, I mean, I know the anglers that we have. We got Derek Brundle, we have Cody Milton, we have Jackson Orr, Craig Dye, Tim Perkins,
Brad Case, and Ken Wood.
What a stacked field!
Unbelievable.
I mean, I'm taking Jackson Orr. I think that Jackson comes out and he really solidifies himself in 2020. Everybody talks about Dylan Fuqua, about how amazing he is, and Dylan is.
Yep.
Dylan's absolutely amazing. In my heart of hearts, I think that as time progresses, Orr and Fuqua grow the sport and are the two young guns to be gunned after. But I think that Orr just takes it. I mean, the dude is amazing, and I don't know, he's growing, and I got Jackson Orr.
I think what Scott's doing. Scott Butcher is doing a great job putting all that together, man. Again, broadcasting it all. I mean, it's just good stuff, man. Again, we're doing everything we can to grow the sport, man. Kudos to Scott, what he's doing. I appreciate, trust me, being on this side of it. I appreciate what he's doing. You know what I mean? Getting all those hammers together, getting the sponsors together, and putting up that kind of money to fish. And my pick,
Scott's he's one of the good brains in the sport. Everybody should be thankful for what Scott does.
Yeah.
A lot of people, see him as a talking head. Some people, maybe, don't understand what Scott does for the sport, and his passion and love for it. It's absolutely amazing, and I'm happy that I know Scott. I'm a little bit on a more deeper level than just acquaintances, but Scott's an amazing guy, and just thank you, Scott, for what you're doing there with 5 Live.
Absolutely, dude. I'm going to give you my pick. My pick is Cody Milton. I think Cody takes.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, and if it wasn't for Orr, I'd be taking Milton. I could easily see Milton throw 90s.
Yeah.
But I think that I could see Jackson, do upper 80s or 90s as well. I mean, several of these guys could. But I just I'm going to go with Jackson. I'm going to go with his momentum, and we'll see what Jackson Orr can do.
Yep. All right, guys, have a great night. We'll see you Thursday. Get prepared. Pre-fish your heart outs. Let's do some fishing. Can't wait. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah.